Okay, so good to be here. It's beautiful this Tuesday afternoon. Hello, guys. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is me, Emeka Nobis, reaching out to you all the way right now. I'll be doing a short interview with a phenomenal friend of mine. Her name is Darren, and today we will be looking at something that she considers very topical and very important for every one of us who's listening, who really wants to utilize what he knows, your experience, your gifting, your expertise to be able to build it into something that makes quite a good chunk of money for you every month. So I'm going to questions regarding what we are going to be sharing this afternoon. Good afternoon, ma. How are you doing, ma?
Good afternoon.
Hello, ma.
I'm
Can you hear
fine,
me? Good
thank you.
afternoon.
I can hear you. Good afternoon. I'm
Good to
fine,
have
thank
you
you.
here. Good to have you here. Fantastic.
Same
Fantastic.
here.
Good to
Same
have you
here.
here.
How you
So,
doing?
yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. I know you personally, but maybe our audiences do not know you. So, can you tell us a little bit about you in about 2 minutes or less, so that they can connect with who you are and flow along with us?
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Derry Ogumola, and I am an HR consultant. What that is a human resources consultant, and I help companies solve their people problems. But I'm also a business solutions provider. So I provide majorly business solutions to organizations. With people, I help professionals increase their revenue and income. So that's a short brief about myself.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. How long have you been in business right now, ma?
Um, Business, I have been in business in about 9 years, but I've been a consultant, I think about 15 years or thereabouts.
Phenomenal,
So,
phenomenal. Okay, so we'll go straight into it, and then so that everybody will have a beautiful time on this session. Also, I'm going to ask the very first question, right? Well,
okay.
I have asked it before. So, but how long have you been in business? How long have you been in business? So, for the sake of specificity and for those who are joining us, how long have you been in business? Can you share with us a bit of your experiences being in business as a high income consultant?
Okay, so I have been in business, like I said, for maybe 9 years. First as
Fantastic.
a kind of side business, and then gradually metamorphosed into being an independent consultant. So, um, your second question was, I should tell you what it is,
Yeah, a
because
little bit
what it takes.
about your experience you've been. No, your
So my experience,
how a little bit of. Can you hear me?
I didn't hear the question.
Yeah, I said share with us a little bit of your experience being in consulting. Has being a woman affected you in any way, or will you have said you would have loved to be a man? Some people say, okay, women do better, men do better in certain fields and all that. So tell us, from that kind of experience and what you've gained so far being a consultant to blue chip companies. Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't had any gender issues with my consulting experience. I believe
Fantastic.
companies want who has value to add, and it's not really about gender. But then again, I would say, like I said, I'm an HR consultant, so it's a field for both genders. So it's not something that would normally raise any form of gender inequality anyway. And I don't really see any field that should. How have I been serving some blue chips, some just high income clients themselves. It has been a great experience. One, consulting is about having an added knowledge advantage. So it's about adding value to a client, to a company, ensuring that you can solve some of their underlying problems in a particular area of knowledge.
Okay.
So with that insight, you tend to be valuable to the client and they listen to you. So that is how I have, you know, paved, some path in the consulting line of business, if that answers
Okay.
your question.
Yeah, fantastic, phenomenal. So I'm going to ask you the second one right now. A lot of individuals are really consulting, but at a small level. For me, for example, I tend to tell people that consulting is if I have something here that someone else needs, and the person needs the solution that I have, my experience, my expertise, and they pay me money to tell them what to do, then I'm a
Mhm.
consultant, right? So a lot of individuals are doing it on a little basis. They are earning say 10,000 a month, 20,000 a month, 100,000 a month, but they want to get to the level where they are earning above 300,000 naira a month, and if possible, 1 million, 5 million, 10 million naira a month, which is fantastic and phenomenal. Yeah, a lot of individuals in this nation are doing that. For you, you're already consulting for this high big companies that are paying you great amount of money. So how did you start out? What did you do to be able to connect with these individuals? Because people think that these things are there are people who have been, will I say, anointed to be the kinds of individuals who are supposed to be consulting for big companies. So how did you start out as a consultant for these big companies?
Okay, how did I start out? Um,
Yes.
so I First of all, like I said, I've been a consultant all my life. So one, the experience maybe helped, but it's not necessarily so. It's the knowledge that is important and the value you want to give. So how did I start out? My first consulting job. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I am so sorry.
No
I need
problem.
to cut that
I
out.
understand. I understand that.
I totally forgot about that.
No
Let's
problem at
go.
all. It happens.
So
Maybe one of your
I
companies
remember
calling.
I remember my first consulting job. How did I get it? I think that I would say the first was not intentional. It was it was coincidental. So let's say I planned it. I'd set up my consulting company. I had my name. I had, whatever it is I needed to have. So when I met, but then I was also working as the head of a consulting unit of an organization. So
Okay.
I approached someone thinking it was somebody else, and then I realized it wasn't who I thought it was. And so I changed the subject to business because I think it was on a weekend, on a Sunday after church. So I changed the subject to business and I asked him what he was into. He was running a big construction company. And the way I relate when it comes to business, I quickly talk about how what I do can help you, can add value. And so I changed the direction of the conversation to what I do and, saying, I'm sure this and this is what you might be experiencing. Can you tell me more about what you're experiencing in your company? And so he began to speak, and then I began to talk about what he can do to solve those problems. And I was giving him value. Why don't you do this? Why don't you? And the next thing he said, you know what? Come and have a meeting with me. Now, when I got to have that meeting with him, like I said, I was working. So I went on behalf of the company I was working for, not for myself. Okay, so let us get that
Yeah.
straight. I went on behalf of I went as a representative, head of consulting of the company
Okay.
that I was an employee of.
Oh,
But
good.
somewhere along the line, um, I had actually resigned. So before we had pulled through with starting the project, approvals and all of that, I was already out of the company. So I told him, look, let me introduce you to my colleague. I'm no longer working for that company. And said, no, 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 no. You gave me these suggestions. I want you to be on this project. I like the way you handle the questions. It's you I want to, it's you that I need to work on this project. So I said, well, the only way that can work is I have to resubmit a proposal in my company name. And from there, we took it on, and he liked, and he gave us the project. So, like I said, I met him coincidentally, but having added value in that conversation we had allowed him to see value in working with me, and I got that project. I remember back then, that was a 1.6 million naira project. As far back as I think that was about 2012 or 20,
Wow,
yeah, that was about 2012 or so.
that's some
And
good
so when you say people earn
money,
20K, I'm like, what are they
right?
doing? What did you say?
Some good money.
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
I said that's
again,
some
as
good
far
money,
even
man.
now, yeah.
1.6
I
million.
mean, even now, it is good money. We all know.
Yeah, even now
Yeah,
it is.
and mhm. And the rest they say is history. So that's go now. My approach is different. Of course, because I am now running the consulting firm, my approach is different. I reach out to companies, but I don't follow the normal just send blank proposals. There's a certain I reach out, talking about my value to that company. So it's a different approach now. But there are also referrals because based on your work, people refer, and then there are people that over time they've known you to be a consultant, and then you get more jobs like that. So it's just about starting, really. Once you start, things begin to fall into place.
Yeah, it's just about starting. I like that,
Mm,
about starting. A lot of individuals are always waiting for the perfect time. So they think they want to know everything. They want to read all the books. They want to have all the certifications before they start out to become consultants. So what do you have to say about that? Should they? That leads me to the next question that I want to ask you. People often say that they need all the certifications, all the degrees. What do you think in this current era right now? Do those things really matter? All the certifications, all the certificates and degrees and all that kind of stuff. Because trust me, sometimes when I do trainings for people, they come to me. The first thing they're asking me is, "Will I give them certificate at the end of the training?" I mean, it got to the point that someone was asking for certificate for writing. So I was doing a writing training, teaching people how to write and write to become excellent writers. And somebody was asking me whether I was going to offer them certificates after the training. I was asking, and I began to ask her, of what essence will it be if I give you a certificate that you are good in writing, and then you go out there and you are doing balderdash? The certificate nullifies everything that you're doing, so it doesn't make sense. So for all the people that have done consulting interventions for, none of them has ever asked me for my certificate. For God's sake, I have only a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering, and none of them has ever asked me about my certificate, right? So in this current era, yeah, this is not to bash certifications and degrees. If you want to get a degree, that's fantastic. If you want to go for certifications, that's absolutely phenomenal. But do these things really matter right now? Because I feel that a lot of individuals are not expressing the grace, the awesomeness that they carry because they want to go for certificates and certifications and degrees. What do you think about this, man?
you are absolutely correct. Like I said, I've been doing consulting for quite a while. I have never had to submit my certificates of my degrees, and there's nothing, like you said, there's nothing wrong with it. I have a BA, I have a master's from abroad, I have certifications, and not I've only had to submit those things when I was looking for a job. Do you get?
Oh,
Because that's part of the things. I mean, I'm an HR. I've sat as head of HR, so I know that those are the things we just have to ask for, and it's essential and all of that. But in terms of business, I would repeat what I said before. It's about value. It's about what you know. So I've never
value,
had to
right?
submit.
Value.
Now, not to say that degrees or certificates don't matter. I mean, again, when you are a professional, there are different kind of consultants. First, people have to understand that there's professional consultancy, which is probably where I fall, where we have the HR consultants, the IT consultants, the legal, consultants, and all of that, management consultants, training consultants. And some of them might have to eventually show that if I want to teach you behavioral competencies, or something in the behavioral part of training, the training on behavioral capacities and behavioral competencies and therapy, I might have to show that I am competent in this area or I'm certified or whatnot. However, I haven't had to show all of that. Why? One, my experience, when you're talking to me, you know that I'm experienced. Two, of course, sometimes part of our marketing is to also give credit to some of the places we've learned something, whether certified or not. So, or your work experience. So those are some of the things you use to market yourself. I've worked at PricewaterhouseCoopers. They don't need to ask me for my certificate for them to know that I've got good, I must have gotten well groomed from such an institute, a workplace, okay, an institution.
Yeah.
So, however, there are other consultancies, like if you're a Facebook ads consultancy, who's going to ask you for certificates? If you're a website or visibility consultant or brand consultant, who's going to ask you for certificates? But if you know your onions and you talk with a mind of adding value on the spot, they would know who they are talking to. They would know whether they are worth considering or not. So I think, like, you're right. Many people ask for certificates. I'm not so. I'm funny enough. I'm not so much of a certificate person, even though I'm an HR professional. I have I have observed and I've seen that a lot of times people with certificates are not the one that are adding the greatest value. They are not the
Mm.
one that are making the income, and we just
Wow.
keep piling up certificates. So really, it's about adding value. Certificates, great. Degrees, great. Higher degrees, great. But don't let that stop you. That's my point. You get. Don't let that stop you from moving on. Consultancy is having an advantage of knowledge in a specific area, and there are limitless areas in which you can be a consultant, both professional and otherwise.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was very, very splendid. Thank you for that explanation. I think we have been able to make the distinction between the two, professional and other things. So let's say, for example, a medical doctor, wants to be a consultant. Definitely, he's got to have certificates and certifications and all that, right? So that's good.
Yeah.
But for the other ones, people who are gifted with art and able to show that you can be able to give great value, right? That's not all needed. Okay, fine, fantastic, man. So I'm going to ask you the next question. Just so, what are the first three steps that one can take to start to become a high income consultant? What are the first three steps? We don't want to make it so complex. So, but what first three steps that someone can take to become a high income consultant that is earning 300,000 naira above every month? And first three steps.
Okay. The first step I would say is be very good at your craft.
Awesome.
So
Be
that's
very
your number one. Be
good.
very good at your craft. Now, when I say very good, we are not saying degree upon degree at your craft. Hone it. Hone as in HONE. Hone it and ensure that you are well experienced. Why? Because companies, high paying clients pay for high value.
Mm.
So you need to be sure that you're good at your craft. So that's what I would say anybody should do. That make sure that what you want to project as a consultant, you know it.
Mm.
Okay? Or you are partnering with someone that knows it. Because again, consultancy is not that difficult. You can partner with someone that knows an aspect that you don't know, and together you can do something big. Okay?
Phenomenal.
Then the second step I would say is know the problem that you solve and ensure that that problem is a high value problem. It is high value problems that will attract high income. So if what you solve can be easily solved by anybody, then the truth is you would be seen, maybe seen as a vendor or something. Do you understand? So you need to know the problem itself. And what I say that is the your craft is different from the problem you solve. Your craft is you can. If I call you to design a very interactive website that would that and make me and do say SEO for me, you're an SEO consultant and all of that. That is your craft. That is not the problem you're solving for me. You're solving visibility problem for me, branding problem for me. Okay. So
Awesome.
know the problem you solve because that is how you know who needs
The
um,
problem.
the problem. And then you can target right and serve the people that can pay
Awesome.
high income. And that also makes you a person more of high value. If I come to you and say, what do you do? I'm into web design. I'm not thinking of paying a lot of money for such a person talking like way. If you come to me and say I'm a brand and visibility consultant, I help you reposition your brand or do they know what they do. Do you get that already
Yeah.
gives you a higher projection of high value. And then of course hopefully you know your onions and then you can take it from there. So number three, when you have those two in place, the third thing I would say you should do is just take action. It's about starting. Take action. How do you take action? Get noticed. Get
Good.
noticed. How do you get noticed? There are two ways. You get noticed by something we call the outbound approach. You go out and get noticed. There's another thing we call the inbound approach. Is and I think that is what you do. You are positioning yourself in your space online. Making sure you are the leading consultant in
The
your niche,
dawn.
and then the
The
dawn,
dawn.
the dawn, and you get noticed, and people begin to get into your DM and all of that for your services. So I mentioned too. Then there's some you
Exactly.
reach out, and there are strategies to that, but we don't have enough time to discuss that, in this class. But get noticed, take action, don't wait. You're good enough. That's the truth. Most people that think of consulting are usually good enough. They know that they have value to add. They are scared that they need more. They are scared that, oh, I can't reach these people that can pay me, but they're just scared, so they play on a very low field. Be Know that you know enough, and of course keep learning, never stop learning even as you're doing it, and take action, either outbound approach to marketing or to getting noticed, or inbound approach to attracting that notice. That's those are the
I
three
like
steps.
I
Like,
like those three steps. Very simple and practical. So get good at what you do, get good in your craft, hone your skills consistently. All right. Because I had someone else who was asking me the question yesterday. He said he's good, he's talented at what he does, but he sees a lot of individuals who are less talented at what they do, but they're making a lot more waves. So I think that boiled down to also exposure, right? So the individuals who are doing a lot great work, getting a lot of money, are those who are going out there to market themselves, showing your face, to be able to make you get the kind of result that you're actually looking for. So be very good at what you do. Make sure that you start solving high value problems, because high value problems will give you high value money, so to say. And then finally to take action. Fantastic. So, Ma, finally today, in the month of June, you have decided to help as many individuals who want to
okay,
become high income consultant. It's going to be for 21 days because
yep,
I love what you're doing. Now that you've gotten some great results, it's always good to show other individuals how to do the things that you do so that they themselves can also get great results. Because here in Nigeria, we always hear that people who are doing amazingly great stuff, they keep going ahead, but they are not laying the pathway for other individuals to climb on to also get to where they are. Okay, so for 21 days, you're going to be doing a training to help people who are already consultants to begin to become high income consultants, or those who are desiring to become high income consultants to become high income consultants. So, can you tell us a bit about this phenomenal event in the month of June. Why are you
Okay,
doing
thank you
this,
very
and
much.
how is it going to work?
Okay, thank you very much. So, the title of the training for the next 21 days, starting June 1st to June 21, is High Income Generating Consultant: How to Get High Paying Clients that will consistently pay you between 300,000 to about 3 million monthly. So, why
Awesome.
am I doing that? Like, I think you've already said it. I found out that um, a lot of consultants, I see them and I talk to them, and they're not really earning that much. Now, we are in an era of knowledge. Okay, so knowledge is the new gold. So there are two things to it. I realize that they are not in the know of how to go about it. Okay, and I realized also that I can be a person of value by adding that knowledge to people, and it also helps my brand. So it's a
Awesome.
win-win situation, to be honest. So you asked again what it is about. It's a practical class. First, let me put that way. Why? There's a certain way that you are. I talked about reaching out. Now, first, let them know that it's a training with two facilitators. We are coming together to bring online and offline strategies so that people can have a well-rounded know-how of how to consulting in the bull's eye and earn high income. So what we are going to be doing, it's a practical class where we'll be putting people through their communication messages. You find a lot of people just send proposals and they wonder why. They just send proposals blindly and they wonder why they haven't been called. I don't even
Mm,
send proposals except I've been
yeah.
called. So that's one other thing. I don't send proposals except. So how do you get yourself noticed enough for your proposal to be requested? Okay, and we're not even bidding, or we're not bidding for it. It's requested because they're practically going to approve the job. Okay, so there's a process to that, and it's something I call the selling system for consultancy, and that is the process that I'll be taking them through in that course. What it is that at the end of the course, they would have their communication messages that will open doors really in days and not months, because there can be a lot of bureaucracy when it comes to corporate consultancy. So those are
Yeah.
the things that in how to get the attention of the decision maker and be in front of the decision maker in days and not months. Okay. They would also be learning online strategies from you, how they can position themselves to attract clients without knocking door to door. Because even in my offline consulting, I don't knock door to door. Like I said, I get to be asked to send my proposal. And we
Mm,
are in the 21st century. These
mm,
proposals can be sent via email. So it's not like everything is online. We don't go knocking door to door. It can be sent via email, but then you will go physically for your meetings. Okay.
yeah.
COVID will change that now, which makes it even easier because now people will
Yeah.
want training online. People will want decisions will be made online. I was chatting with somebody yesterday. We were just talking about a recruitment, job that was in the pipeline for us. So before I would have had to get up, have that physical meeting. Now we're having these meetings, these little chats over social media. Okay, so that's the beauty of it again. It makes it easier. So those are the things we're teaching them: offline strategies, online strategies, how to get top paying clients, even if you're just starting out and don't have any connections, how to price appropriately so that you don't price yourself from the market, how to scale up your business to earn more
Fantastic.
and work less while working less, and how to get consistent 6 to 7 figures from your consulting business on a monthly basis. I believe there's so much more. I'm trying to remember everything now, but there's so much more that we're teaching. It's a lot to remember on the spot, but that's a brief I would put down there.
Awesome. Fine. Awesome. Awesome. I love this. And you're not charging a millionaire for this. You're not charging 100,000. not charging 50,000 naira for this? Why did you decide to charge 12,500 naira for 21 days? And you're going to be teaching every day. Two of us are going to be teaching every day for the next 21 days, starting from June 1st. So why did you decide to make it that amount of money? Somebody will be thinking, why? I think is from the heartbeat that you have for a lot of individuals to start to scale up, right?
Yes. First, it is because one, it's online, and we thank God that it's online. It doesn't stop the value, it doesn't reduce the value, but
Absolutely.
it takes away the cost of logistics. Okay,
Mm,
and for that
mm,
reason, we could look at the cost and say, let us help the participants to enjoy out of the leverage of no logistics to pay for. Okay,
yeah.
then two, in consideration of the moment, to be honest, in consideration of the moment that we are in, a lot of people want to achieve a lot, but they are scared because they feel um, they don't know when all this will end. They don't know when all this will end. But so I thought, how can they learn this easily, make them earn more money even now, because a lot of things are achieved, even from your home now as a consultant now. How can they learn it without any obstacles? So I looked at different obstacles, and I looked at financial obstacles amongst the obstacles, and I thought, let us see where we can come. So I gave it some 5% off, and that felt okay within me to help people. And I thought, okay, let me see. And so, yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma, for this. This is amazing. This is amazing. Thank you for. Now you are in the city of Lagos, and I'm in the city of Port Harcourt, and we're using the online world to connect.
Exactly.
Such a beautiful thing to do. Okay, so that's fantastic. So how are they able to make this payment so that they can get on board? I think I have to put that on the screen, although it's part of the. Let me put that on the screen right now.
Do you want to put the flyer on the screen? I don't know. I'm just asking.
No, not the flyer, the payment details, so that they
Oh,
can.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
to register right now, this is how you can register right now. Okay, so you can register right now. I think I also have to create another one so that they can be scrolling along on the. Okay, so
So, sorry.
right, so it's there right on the screen. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, no, I just remembered some of the things, they were going to learn how to move from hustling to consulting, how
Oh,
to
good.
become an authority in your niche, and achieve, and also how to achieve your monthly target. There's so much really that, of course, um,
Mm,
you and I have in store for them. So
amazing.
there's a good there's good value.
Okay, thank you very much for being part of this. I look forward to having that phenomenal training experience all the 21 days in the month of June. Thank you to everybody who has tuned in to watch us live. And for those who are going to watch this as a replay, I hope that you listen to everything, take notes, and be part of the training. So thank you very much, Mar. I hope you and your family are safe. I can see that you're inside. I'm in my office, but you're inside. All
Yeah,
right. All
yeah.
right.
I
So
mean, technologies are a leverage now.
our
So yes,
savior right now. So thank you very
yeah.
much, all the way from the city of Lagos.
Thank
God
you
bless
for
you
having me.
and
Thank
your
you for
family.
having me. And
Thank
thank
you
you to
very
all
much.
our listeners. God bless you all.
God
Thank you.
bless you.
Bye bye.